Hi, this is Amy Rice, and this is my reading log presentation for Chapter 9 for the Newbery Award. This week I read the book Island of the Blue Dolphins. It's by Scott Odell. The illustrator was for the cover art here was Eveline Ness. It was published in 1960 by Houghton Mifflin, and it's considered a young adult fiction. It has 181 pages, and it's for approximately the appropriate age of about 10 or older. For the summary of the story, Island of the Blue Dolphins was awarded the Newbery Award in 1961. It's about a young girl named Karana. She lives on a small isolated island in the Pacific Ocean. Doing some research afterwards, I found out that it was about 70-ish miles west of California, so it's not really out there, but kind of in the middle of the ocean. They're Native American tribe. Her father is the chief of the tribe, and the story begins. She and her younger brother are near the shore, and they see a ship coming. The ship ends up being a group of Russian and Aleutian hunters. They ask to meet with her father, the chief, and they come to agreement about hunting otter. So they are there for a period of time, and eventually they try to leave, and her father goes to talk to the captain, Orlov, I believe is what his name is, and a disagreement about payment occurs. Her father ends up getting killed, and there's a skirmish. Not all, but most of the young able-bodied men in the tribe were killed, and the tribe is kind of left in really big trouble. They try to carry on, but the women have to take over a lot of the roles of the men, and that leads to a lot of tension and conflict. So the new chief of the tribe, Kimki, he decides that he's going to leave and try to go find a new safe place for them to live, and they're supposed to stay, and then he'll send someone back for them. Eventually, that happens. A ship returns to take them away, but in the chaos, Karana and her brother Romo are accidentally left behind. And then very shortly after that, Romo's killed by a pack of wild dogs. It's a little bloody, a little bit there. And so she's left entirely on her own. She tries to make friends with some of the animals on the island, and eventually she makes friends with the leader of the pack of dogs. She tried to seek revenge on her brother's death, and she ends up making that dog her friend. And it's just, the overall book is just about her going through all these challenges and these different types of adversity by herself, learning how to survive on her own, just really struggling with a lot of different things that happen. And eventually a boat does come, and she finds out that the boat that had taken her tribe, it had actually sank, and so that's why no one ever came back for her. So she leaves, and as she's looking back at the island, as she's leaving it, she's thinking about all these things that have happened and all the fun memories and that she's leaving behind. As far as the illustrations go, there really aren't any illustrations within the text itself. It's just simply literally the cover art. That is it. There's not a lot else to that. I feel that while it's a really interesting, intriguing story, I don't really feel that it would be appropriate reading level or content-wise for like a second or third grader. It's just a little bit too mature. There are multiple scenes where characters die, at times a fairly bloody, violent death, and I just don't think most of them would be mature enough for that. I think for older students, they would really appreciate the storyline and get a lot out of it. They can learn some really important life lessons about integrity and following through with your promises and commitments that you keep. with truthfulness, with friendship, with loyalty, and definitely perseverance. Just keep going, keep going, keep going, despite all of the junk that is going on in your life. A personal experience, I had to kind of relate to that, and it in no way is comparing to what she experienced when I was in school, very young, like 14, 15, I think. A group of my friends and I went out camping by ourselves without an adult. And we had to learn how to set up our tent and make a little campfire and cook and everything. And it was really difficult experience, and we learned a lot. And we were really glad that we had our parents to go home to still take care of us. And in that book, she didn't have that. She had no one to come back and take care of her. So that just kind of made me think of that. As far as a strategy or activity, because it's for older kids, I would do something a little bit more challenging. I'd want to break them up into groups and then have them, like on a poster board, design some kind of display that's going to give like a model of action that goes throughout the book, like beginning, the middle, the end, and talk about things like the exposition, like the setting, the stage, the conflict, the climax, the falling action, and then the resolution of the story. Those types of things that will kind of help them understand the flow of the story a little bit better. So I hope that you appreciate this, and I hope you have a good day. Thank you very much.